A few different people have requested I make a video on discrimination I've faced with having dreadlocks, because that's something that if you have dreads you're going to deal with, and if you think about getting dreads, something you will deal with. It's something that's good to talk about so you have some expectation. But I mean, naturally, like, it's something different, so you're going to face some discrimination because, cause discrimination just being treated differently for having something different about you. And so a lot of different people have talked to me on YouTube about how they come from a small town and like no one in their town has ever seen dreadlocks. And so like if that's you, like, you're absolutely going to face discrimination. People are going to treat you much differently because of your hair. That's just the truth of the matter. That's the way it is. It sucks. But that's how it goes down. So like that's something you sign up for when you get dreads. Like when you like decide you're gonna get dreadlocks, that like you need to know and understand that that's things that's you're gonna face. Like for me in particular, as far as in my town, not a big deal, especially here at college. Like college kids, that's when they kind of experiment with looks and different things, so it's completely normal. It's not common, but it's normal. But one area where I really face discrimination is with police. There's been a few different interactions I've had with cops where they automatically assume I'm up to something, up to no good. And so, like, one in particular, a cop was talking to me about something that was going on, and, I had no part in it. I actually was the one who called the police about something, and he was talking to me about it, and he's like, well, I just figured you ran with that crowd, and then they just make assumptions, and I was like, oh, cool. Like, that was really frustrating. My mom was actually with me because we both called the police, and so she got mad and she like defended me to this cop. But I mean, I expect that. I don't expect any less than that, because that's having dreadlocks, authority figures for the most part are going to assume you're kind of a delinquent. So when the cop said that, like, that was pretty not cool of him. And but what can you do? But I've had other interactions with cops. Like one time I was longboarding on campus, and this cop stopped me. I was like, oh, are you kidding me? And then she wanted to see my board. There's a female cop, and I thought she was going to confiscate my board. I was like, what? And then she's just looking at it, and she goes, I used to have one just like this. She was talking, and then she was just telling me how she grew up in San Diego and used to skateboard all the time. And so I was like, that was cool. That was like really cool. So that one, maybe didn't have as much to do with my dreads, but that was just another cop interaction I've had. But I've had a couple different ones where cops assume I'm up to no good. The other day, on New Year's, I got pulled over. They had just like a blanket on the word, but like one of the check spots where everyone has to pull over and they talk to every car. First thing cop says to me, I rolled on my window, he goes, how many beers have you had tonight? And I was like, none. And then he's just being real annoying and really rude. But you keep a smile on that face and don't let it get to you. So that's one area I've run into. But the main area that I faced any discrimination, and this is something I've talked about in a lot of my videos, so you probably heard me say, but I'm in business school right now. I'm majoring in marketing, and I'm going to go into the business world. And believe it or not, there's not too many dreadheads in the business world. So in all my classes, I'm like the only one who's not like clean cut. So when I go to these career fairs and other events where we have companies come into our school, like, I stand out. I don't fit in, and not necessarily in a good way. It's something that has hurt me as been trying to get like internships for this coming summer and stuff, and it's really affected that process. I'll have a phone interview, do a great job. They seem like they're really interested. Then I'll go in for an in-person interview. They're like, whoa, because I'm not going to mention on the phone that I have dreads, and then it's not what they're looking for, and they won't always tell me that, but it's pretty clear. And so, some people will say, well, that's if you're good at what you do, then it doesn't matter what you look like. And as much as I want that to be true, it's not. I'm sure for some industries it is, but as far as for business, a lot of jobs really require you to be clean cut and presentable. And so, and I knew that going into it. Again, so it's not like I was surprised. But there are certain companies that don't care. But for the most part, all the companies that we have to come to career fairs and stuff, they do care. And it's really affected me. So I'm not, like I said, not surprised. I knew that was going to happen, so I just, I take it, I deal with it. I try to find a company that doesn't mind them or even likes them. But that's been the main source of discrimination is within that, because I want to go into sales, and that's especially important to look presentable, because a lot of that, especially business to business type sales stuff, like you have to go, meet with another company and make a sales presentation and things like that. And if I step up there with dreadlocks, not the best. So that's some areas where you will face discrimination. And I don't know what all you guys do in your lives and stuff, but if some of you will be in similar boats to me as with the business stuff, where you sometimes you might have to make a sacrifice in order to succeed in that industry, and that's life. That's how it works. But that doesn't can't let it get you down, or you find somewhere where it can work for you. But this is another one of those videos where I just want to touch on real topics and not act like dreads is all fun and games, because there's things there is a life change that comes with dreadlocks, that you have to make adjustments in your life, and you have to deal with these things that come up. And so discrimination is one of those, with the way people treat you, the way they interact with you. Like I said, authority figures looking down on you, and jobs not sometimes jobs are harder to get. So that's some discrimination factors that come with dreadlocks. So keep those in mind as you go through with your dread journey.